Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In today's episode, we are going to be tackling our third dungeon, Lakebed Temple. Lakebed Temple is by far my least favorite dungeon in the entire game. Mainly because it is so confusing to navigate through. It isn't so much the water level. Yes, this is the water dungeon of the game. But the water isn't really what impedes progress in this dungeon. It's namely the main hub room. The main hub room in this dungeon is a giant, room, and it has a giant staircase in the middle. And the thing is with that is you have to rotate the staircase around in order to gain access to certain rooms, in order to gain to the two sides of the dungeon here. As you guys can see, there's a left wing and a right wing, or east and west wing of the dungeon here. And our goal in the dungeon is to climb the two ends of the dungeon on both ends of the wing and create water flow into the next room and gain access to the next area. So that's pretty much the main gimmick of this dungeon. It is really confusing on how to position the staircase in order to navigate through. I personally have trouble remembering which way I'm supposed to go every time I play this dungeon, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask for forgiveness for my performance in this episode. So I do get confused in the dungeon a couple times, so I'm just gonna warn you guys head up. The main dungeon item in this game is a very, very useful item that we'll be using majority of the time in our playthrough. It'll help us get to new areas that we couldn't before. So with all that said and done, let's get on with the episode. And welcome back everybody to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we finished up our little excursion in Lake Hylia, and we got a bunch of side quests done with goodies in tow and everything else. In today's episode, we have started our third dungeon in the game. We have started Lakebed Temple. And Lakebed Temple, I have to be honest with you, it's one of my least favorite dungeons in the game. I don't like this dungeon too much because honestly, it's really confusing on how to work its mechanics and whatnot. Well, not so much, not the mechanics too much. The mechanics are fine. It's how to navigate the dungeon that really bothers me. Also, we got clams. I guess this person's really clamming up to meet me. He's clamming up to meet me. Yeah, just wait until he opens his mouth and then take a slash at his tender thing keeping his clam shell open. Yeah, at the beginning of this dungeon in Lakebed, you're going to be underwater for the most part. That's how you enter. There's also an enemy that we probably didn't see, but we're going to see a couple of them right here. There's these jellyfish. We don't have any weapons to really take these jellyfish on. I think you can take them out with bombs, if I remember correctly. But we don't have a weapon to take them out just yet, so just ignore them. But we're here at Lakebed Temple. Lakebed Temple is the obligatory water dungeon of every Zelda game. There are plenty of water dungeons in the game, and I know a bunch of water dungeons are people's least favorites. I can name a couple. You know, with Water Temple being the main culprits in Ocarina of Time, and Great Bay Temple being another culprit in Majora's Mask. And I know a lot of people don't like level 6? Can't remember. I think it was level 6 in Link to the Past. It was kind of water level 2, and it was kind of bad. Or not level 6. That's Zelda 1 stuff. I can't remember the name of it. Gosh, any of you guys ever, been with me for a while? I know my memory sucks. It absolutely sucks. But here in the main little first room here, there's a treasure chest here. There's chews everywhere, so if you need chew stuff, there's that. There's a couple of treasure chests we're going to grab. That first one had 20 arrows in it. And this treasure chest has some water bombs. Okay, good. I needed water bombs. We needed a lot of these things. We're going to be using a couple water bombs in this dungeon. And we're going to be doing a lot with bombs itself. Actually, first and foremost, let me get my bow out. And I'm going to use the bow combination arrow, because we're going to be using that a lot in this dungeon too. We need iron boots. I'll put water bombs on the R button. There we go. Alright, so the door's locked here. We need to kind of unlock it, and luckily there's a switch. This is going to be the main thing of this dungeon, is seeing these switches off of cliffside, and you're going to have to jump to grab it to open doors. That's going to be the main thing with this dungeon. You're going to be doing that a lot. So just keep that in mind. Blue chew jelly. I think these are... What do the blues do? I forget what the blues do. Let me see what the blues do. Let me see what that blue do. Blue chew jelly replenishes all hearts. Okay, good. So this is a blue potion, in a sense. So I forgot what... I can't believe I forgot what a blue potion did. I don't know why it did that. So if you see a blue chew jelly, that heals you up all the way. Red chew jellies heal you up by a good amount. Alright, so in this room here, you'll notice that there's stalactites everywhere. Whoa, that's treacherous. Whoa, don't you think you ought to knock down those stalactites hanging from the ceilings first? Hey, they don't look pretty stable. I bet they'd break pretty easily if you hit them with enough force, don't you think? Well, we just have the item just for that cause. This is what I was talking about with bomb arrows. You're gonna need bomb arrows to knock down these stalactites in the distance. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock out all of these guys here. And we're going to knock out all these stalactites. We're going to be using that to get a bunch of items in this room. There's tektites here. They do die with one jump slice, so if you want to take them out pretty easily, you just jump slice on them. And that'll take care of the tektites pretty easily. Otherwise, if you just attack them normally, they're going to take a few hits in order to kill them. We got these enemies right here. I think we've seen these enemies. I'm not too sure. These are Helmosauruses. Helmosauruses have thick armor right there. You're gonna have to use the backslice technique, or just simply get around them in order to gain access to their soft backside. That's where you're gonna attack them. So we don't have an item just yet until to take away their really strong armor. Well, we will get some here in a little bit. So Helmosauruses are going to be a little bit of annoyance to take care of for right now. You can use a bomb arrow on their back and they die instantly. So, but I don't want to really waste too many bomb arrows in this dungeon. Like, you can take care of them. Once you kill one of them, though, they leave behind their armor shell. See, like I killed one just now with a bomb arrow. They leave behind their armor shell, and you can use their armor shell to, like, put on switches and whatnot. So it's kind of a cool little thing that you can use them to solve puzzles. Let's go ahead and we're going to climb up here. With these stalactites being knocked down, we can actually use this to advance further in the room here. Alright, so we're going to come up here. There's a treasure chest up in the corner. Let's go ahead and grab it real quick. It's a little itty bitty treasure chest, but you know what? I'm grabbing all the treasure chests in all the dungeons, so. Water bombs. Need more water bombs. Water bombs. Water bombs. Okay. Alright, more quivering arrows. Alright. Ow, I didn't mean to jump that way. That's okay, though. Just simply climb back up. Link, are you having trouble there? Alright. The main problem I have with Lakebed Temple is not so much that the dungeon is, like, hard difficulty-wise. My main issue is with this room that we're going to come up to here soon. And as you guys can see, there is water, a water flow throughout this dungeon. And they all lead to one room. I really strongly suggest also to keep the Zora armor on during the whole entirety of the dungeon. I don't think that needs to be said too much. These are introduction to a new enemy. These are Lizalfos. Lizalfos are kind of like bokoblins, except, you know, they attack aggressively. But they don't have any armor on, so they're easy to take out. They do have, like, wrist guards, and they will use that to block some of your attacks sometimes. But if you take them out with a backslice, if you just do a backslice like this, and then attack them, they'll fall down on their tummy, or they'll fall back on their back. Sorry, and then you can use the finishing blow to take them out. This is the room I was talking about. This room is really confusing to navigate in. This is the main central hub of the Lakebed Temple. And as you guys can see, this has a lot of rooms. My main issue that I have with Lakebed Temple, and why I don't like it as much as like the other dungeons in this game, isn't so much the fact that it's a water level. The water level's fine. It's actually kind of really tame for a water level. What the problem is navigation. How you go about navigating stuff in this dungeon. As you guys can see, there is switches hanging around on the other sides of the room here. What these switches do is it moves the staircase, so you can gain access to certain areas later. There's Tektites here, so I'm going to go ahead and jump slash him, get him out of the way. But yeah, as you guys can see, it'll take you to different portions of the room. And the thing is with Lakebed that I have a really big issue with is I have a really hard time trying to navigate this room. Sometimes you'll see me dabble and I won't be able to find things. And I'll be stuck around for like 20 minutes trying to figure out where to go. Anyways, in this treasure chest on this side is a quiver of 20 arrows. So go ahead and pick that up if you're low on arrows. But yeah, I always have trouble trying to navigate this room. I absolutely hate it. I hate this room so much. Yeah, we need to actually kind of change the staircase in order to gain access to this room over here. You guys can probably see it over the fencing right here. There's a treasure chest right here. That's how I remember this, where we need to go. We need to go in the room first, where the treasure chest right next there. The big treasure chest, that is. So how we go about doing that is we need to go, I do believe, not around that corner. Actually, we can't go down that way. See, this is what I'm talking about. I always forget. I always forget which way I'm supposed to keep going. I do believe we need to come out this way. If I can find it. Need to go this way. There's a switch. Only switch we can really access is this one. Let's go ahead and jump on it and turn the staircase around. As you guys can see, it swivels around like that to change directions in order to gain access to certain areas. Let's go up this way, up the staircase, now that we moved it. And we come around this corner, I do believe we run into more Tektites. Let's go ahead and take them out real quick. Bye, Tektite. There is Uku. Hi, Uku. Uku has made a return to the Lakebed Temple for the third time. This is the third time we've met Uku. Whew! Free at last! Gracious. You have been a nice fellow who helped me out the other day. How nice to see you again. Well, now that we found each other again, let's stick together for a bit, I'll be right with you, so if you want to warp out, just let me know. And there we go, we got Uku. We've been reunited with Uku. Like I said before, Uku's purpose is mostly just to make a save point. If you need to if you need to shut off the Wii U or GameCube or Wii, whatever console you're playing on, if you need to stop playing for whatever reason and you're in the middle of the dungeon, Uku makes it easy to warp back to where you were when you turn the console back on. That's all Uku's purpose is. Okay, I need to think the treasure chest is down that way, but I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to remember. I think. I've been down this way. This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to remember which way I'm supposed to go, because I think I'm supposed to go east, if I remember correctly. I'm supposed to go this way. As you guys can see, the door's locked right there. We can't go that way. We have to go down to the lower level. Lower level first. I think it's the east to the lower level. So if I need to change the direction of the staircase, it'd be right here. We need to change it to this way. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to jump. Grab that. And there we go. Move the staircase downwards. And now we come down here. I do believe this is the right way. Yes, it is. Here's the treasure chest. Inside the treasure chest is kind of an important item. Well, I'd say mostly important. It's the dungeon map. So now we know what the dungeon looks like. So let's go ahead and actually look at the dungeon map itself. The dungeon map has 4 floors and 2 bottom floors. This is the boss arena right here, but it does have bottom floor and whatnot. I keep pushing the wrong button. It has a bottom floor, and it has a couple upper floors, except the 3rd and 4th floor only have like 1 room each, and they're just like spiraling towers on each side. Our main objective in this dungeon is to access both of the spiraling towers of the Lakebed Temple and access a water flow. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be... the water flow will come back into this room. That's how we're going to gain access to the dungeon, or the boss arena. Our first objective is to go into the room where you find the dungeon map on the side. That's like the best way I can describe it. It's on the east side of the dungeon. So you want to go on the lower floor on the east side of the room, because this is where we're going to find stuff. We're going to advance in the dungeon. This is where I kind of stumble around a lot, is trying to find where we go, because they have all the doors accessed and you're blocked on a lot of them. Alright, in this room we're going to use bomb arrows to drop down these stalactites down here. I kind of hit that pendulum right there. Gonna drop the stalactites first, so that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna come down this way, down here, down this corridor down this way. And this is going to lead us to the bottom portion of this room. Because we blew up the stalactites, it brought down the water pressure right here and made a bridge. Now we're gonna climb over here and make our way, monkey style, over this way. Alright, and then we're going to jump across on this column here, and then that stalactite that we knocked down, it'll be on this geyser, and we can jump across here and gain access to this treasure chest. This treasure chest has a small key. So we're going to be using that small key to actually open up that door we saw in the cutscene in the main room. So we got to backtrack a little bit to go back to the main room, main hub area of the dungeon. So we got to go back up that way. This is what I'm going to be talking about. You got to do a lot of in and outs on both ends of the rooms. You get a lot of in and outs of moving around back from this room, going back to the other room, and then vice versa. You got to do that a lot in this dungeon, and that's one reason why it gets so confusing on where to go. Alright, so back in here, I do believe, if I remember correctly, the locked door is on the upper level. And is it on this side? No, it's not. So we're going to have to turn the ladder, or the staircase, around so that way we can get to the locked door. Actually, I think we can get to the locked door just fine over here. Yeah, the locked door is right here. So let's go and use that key. Alright, so now that we use this lock key, we can actually go on the upper east portion of this room. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this Helmosaurus here. Helmosauruses are kind of annoying when you don't have the item to take them out, because you can only attack them on their backside. Alright, so now we're in this room here. This room is a giant circle that has an interconnected room that's in the middle. And we have to gain access to the other side of the rooms here. We have to kind of complete the circle. There's a treasure chest over here. Inside, some more water bombs, so that's always good to get more water bombs. Need more water bombs. But on this side, there's more stalactites. So we're going to use our bomb arrows to blow them up. And to gain access to this area right here. You need to be on this stalactite to gain access to this ivy over here. We just keep climbing. Link will get up there eventually. We'll just kind of come up here and get up on this crevice here. And actually, I really strongly suggest to make your life a little bit easier to jump on the switch. That'll open up the door underneath here. So you can gain access to this room without having to worry about climbing on ivies and whatnot. I'm actually going to go ahead and blow this rock up with the bomb arrow. And there's Helmosauruses. Helmosauruses right there. I thought my game glitched out for a second, but no, it was playing a cutscene. I'm going to go ahead and take care of these Helmosauruses here. And get them out of the way. Hi, Helmosaurus. Ow! Didn't mean to do that. Alright. Like I said before, it really strongly suggests you keep the Zor armor on during the whole entirety of this dungeon, because you have no reason to have any other armor on. There's no fire attacks, no ice attacks, no nothing. So you're perfectly protected here. I think if we come in this room... Actually, no. Not yet. Not yet. We'll go in there in a little bit. Let's go through this door. But yeah, the Zora armor is pretty much mandatory for this dungeon. I mean, you have to have it in order to access it anyways. But you're gonna be exploring the water a lot in this dungeon. And you need the Zora armor to even breathe under there. So, here is another Lizalfos. I'll go ahead and attack him like normally, like I've been doing. You can use back slices to take him out, to knock them on their back, then use the finishing blow to take him out. There's going to be a lot of variances of Lizalfos on our adventure, and each one progressively gets more armor on him, and he becomes a little bit harder to fight. Their evolved cousins are called Dinofoals, and they have dinosaur bones on their head. Once we come across this room, after we gain access to that middle section, over to the right over here, there is a treasure chest right here. So let's go ahead and open it up. Inside's a small key. We're going to be needing this for the next room over. So that's why I suggested you go ahead and grab it before you go too far. There's some chews right here if you need to get some more chew jelly. This is kind of the chew jelly I don't really suggest anybody getting. I think this is red chew jelly. This is right here is called red chew jelly. So let's go ahead and open it up. Red chew jelly replenishes 8 hearts. Kind of like a red potion in classic Zelda games. So pretty much that's that in a nutshell. Actually, let's go ahead and do the bomb arrow combination there, and I need my iron boots. So, but yeah, there's red chew jelly. If you just destroy a red chew and you scoop up their remains, you get red chew jelly, which act as a red potion. Killing blue ones act as a blue potion, which replenishes all your hearts. There used to be a green chew jelly in the game, but they took it out, and they didn't take it out. The only way you can get it is a special combination of two chews. The chews will merge into each one of them, or each other if they're close enough. And if you get a certain color combination right, you can make green. There was originally going to have magic meter in this game, but they decided not to put it in afterwards. But the files are left over in the game, and it's been noticeable that there is a green, like a magic bar. And the game acknowledges that. The green chew jelly was supposed to replenish all that magic meter, but it's not anymore. Now this enemy, I don't know what these enemies are called, but their main gimmick is they hide in this giant bubble. And you can take them out by 2 methods. One with a special item, which we do not have yet. We will get it in this dungeon. And the other is to use bomb arrows. Bomb arrows is probably the most safest way of taking them out. Because when you use bomb arrows, you burst their bubble. And you can attack them freely. So just keep that in mind. Bomb arrows are probably the easiest way to take care of these enemies. Alright, so now with that key in stow, that's why I really suggest you get the key first. We can access this room. This room is the one side. If we look at our map, it is. I keep pushing the wrong button. Goodness gracious! It is the east side of the dungeon that'll take us to the top of the room. So keep that in mind. This is the east side. We gotta activate it to bring the water level back to the main room in the dungeon. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up rupees over here. There's a lot of rupees you can pick up in this dungeon. There's a lot of jars everywhere. And a bunch of these jars drop 10s. So, I mean, yeah, there's a 10 right there. See, they drop 10s and 5s like it's nothing. So if you're kind of hurting for cash, and you're about ready to do Lakebed Temple, Lakebed Temple itself gives a lot of money. So, just keep that in mind. So now, we're going to go up the spiral staircase. I wouldn't really call this a staircase. It's a spiral, pathway up the tower here, and we're gonna have to pull a switch to bring the water flow back down. There's more Tektites here. Ow! I missed my jump slice. Wow! Bye, Tektite. Alright, so we're gonna keep going up here. We'll eventually get to the very tippy-toppity here. We're almost there. We're almost to the tip-toppity. More freaking Tektites. Yeah, be careful trying to use the jump slice on the Tektites. I know I said they die in one hit to jump slice, but they can jump right into you and cause you to knock down because, well, contact damage. Alright, so we're at the top. There's a small treasure chest here. Let's go ahead and open up. Inside's more water bombs. Good. Need more water bombs. And there's a treasure chest right there. We won't be able to get that treasure chest just yet. We're going to have to backtrack to this room when we get the item in order to gain access to it. So, just keep that in mind that treasure chest is there. You need to come up here and climb that ladder, and then jump on this switch. Once you jump on the switch, the water will be released, and it'll cause a waterway to flow down into the next room. As soon as you try to go down, Link will start sliding down this pathway here because the water flow is too strong for him to stand up and walk and wade through it. So we're gonna have to just keep you doing a slip and slide. Alright. Just slip and slide back into this room. So now, in order to have the water continue its flow, we're gonna have to go into the middle section here. And we're going to have to activate this switch right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Jump on and use this switch. As soon as you do that, there you go. The water flow, I know that was kind of bad texture design, but the water flow is continuing down the pathway. So it'll lead back into the main central hub room. Now we're going to backtrack back to that room and follow the water flow. Let's go through this door because we haven't gone through it yet. As you can see, this is the very top where all those chews kept spawning. Actually, I'll go ahead and show what the chews do. When chews get close to each other, they'll merge together into one bigger creature. And once they do that, they get a little bit more durable. And every time you attack them, they'll start splitting in half. So just keep that in mind whenever you're fighting chews. That's how they operate. There's a bunch of them right next to each other. They will merge together. Alright, so now that we got the water flowing in this room again, these water wheels are starting to turn. And now you can actually go through here while the water wheel is turning, and everything will be back to the way it used to be. So, oh, there's a fairy right here. I'm actually going to go ahead and use that real quick. Let's go ahead and use the red potion. I know I'm not hurt right now, but kind of want the fairy, so. There we go. Got a fairy. Alright. Alright, so I need to go ahead and put the arrows back on there. Let's go ahead and take out the freaking chews. As you guys can see, the blue chew jelly kind of merged together with the other chews. Be careful when you do that because, well, they go back to purple. Some of the water. I think if you combine a red, I think it's a blue and a yellow. Blue and a yellow chew merge together to turn into a green chew. So that's kind of neat. Alright, so now that we got the water flowing, we can head back into the main hub area. So let's go ahead and do that. Gonna take our stroll back to the main hub area. I had to practice this dungeon a couple of times because I mentioned before my memory's not been the greatest lately, and it was hard for me to go through this dungeon trying to figure it out. I spent about a good hour and a half going through this dungeon because I just didn't know where I was going. I was stumbling for about 5 minutes in every area I was at. So I'm hoping I'm doing just fine now. Now that we come back with this water flow, as you guys can see, the water level is raising on the bottom floor. Our main goal is to get both ends water flow to go through here, and then we have access to the final room. I'm actually going to take a quick detour. We're going to jump right into the pool right here. Now be careful whenever you're going through here because you'll notice that there's little fishies that come over and bite you. I'm actually going to be taking a lot of damage, but there is a treasure chest here. Ah, gosh! You knocked me back into the water. Come on, get out of me. Oh, good lord. It just knocked me out. Alright, there's a treasure chest right here I wanted to grab. I wanted to grab this before I put in the water in there. But this is an important one because, well, it's... I'm sorry, it's not important. It's a stamp. God. This is a Highland letter K. So here's the stamp for that. I know I've been making that a running gag this whole Let's Play, how unimportant Amiiverse stamps are, but I want to do it because it's 100%, so... In my eyes, you can get an achievement for it. Alright, so now that we've done that, our next objective is actually, we're going to be going back into the room. If we bring in our map here, we need to go over to the left again. Or, sorry, we need to go over to the right again. We need to go in that room. This is the first floor. Yes, we need to go down and around and go to the left again. Because now that we got the water flowing in that one room, or we got that water flowing in the multiple rooms, you notice that the room where we had to shoot the stalactites down, one of the stalactites was on a geyser that led us to a small key. We need to actually gain access to it because now the pendulums are starting to move now. The pendulums are starting to move now that the water is flowing. And we need to gain access to that area over there, because that's the next thing that we need to do. Alright, so I need to... If we get down here, actually, probably... Trying to think... How am I going to do that? Wait. Yeah, I think I can... No, I can't do that just yet. Oh, but I can do this over here. This'll work. This'll work. Just bear with me with my thinking process. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. I'm trying to remember puzzles. Okay, now we can actually go down here. We need to go down to the lower level down this way. And there's Tektites everywhere. They're just attacking me in general and whatnot. I tend to ignore a lot of enemies when I can. Alright, Helmosaurus spawned. There's going to be a lot of spawning enemies coming back. We need to go this way. As you guys can see, the pendulums are moving in this room. Now that the water's flowing, the pendulums are starting to move. So, we need to actually jump on the pendulum. If I can actually jump on it. And we need to go through this door right here. We're going to go do that. Actually, yeah, we'll go through that door first. There is a little gate over there, as you guys can see. But we'll have to come back when we get the water flowing on the other side to come back to it. We're going to backtrack to this one. Alright, as you guys can see, there is a room right here that leads to a certain area. But you want to meander over here, because there's a treasure chest we need to get. This treasure chest has something important. It's a small key. We need this in order to access the very room that we're about ready to come in here. And as soon as you get this treasure chest, freaking chew jellies drop from the ceiling. So more chews for your collection, I guess. Alright, so now that we got the small key, we need to go that way. The door that led to that door that was right there at the beginning, that leads to a mini boss room. But the thing is, though, that area where it leads to an area that's blocked the mini boss room. So just ignore it for right now. I do believe there's something in here, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Oh, just rupees and hearts. Okay. I thought maybe a fairy showed up or something. I guess not. Ow! Freaking Helmosaurus tried to use a freaking backslash on you, but Link's animations didn't want that. Alright. So now that we got the key, we can access this room. So let's go ahead and access it. That's why I had you guys go get that key first. Because, well, it'd be kind of annoying if you came back here and was like, oh, locked door, gotta go back. That'd be kind of annoying. Alright, so now let's go ahead and use iron boots to wade in the water down here. And where these jet streams are coming at, there's treasure chests in here. These treasure chests are kind of like in a big treasure chest. You're like, oh, there's going to be something important. Nah, it's just 20 rupees. It's not much. There's another one just like that. If you keep going down this cave where this jet stream's coming, you go over to the right, left over here, there's another treasure chest inside that looks exactly the same. But it's got water bombs, so that's okay. I can forgive if forgiving water bombs. Water bombs are kind of cool. Actually, I'm about full up almost on my bags. Gonna need more water bombs. Actually, can you kill these guys with a bomb? Let me see. Did I kill it? I did kill it. Okay, so you can kill them with bombs. I never had to kill them with bombs before, so that's actually kind of something I learned today. I always use a different method to kill them. But you need to open up that rock with the water bomb. So we're gonna continue onwards here. There is a clam. I want you to eat this bomb. Can you eat this bomb? I guess that didn't really work out. Oh my god, it did work out. I didn't see the bomb go in his mouth. Holy crap. That's kind of neat. But if we keep going on through here, we'll gain access to this water pathway down this way. But if we come up through here, and we'll enter up this room. This is a mini boss room. And it closes behind us. Oh no. Something. Oh, little tadpoles. Okay. Oh, well, I wonder what all the little tadpoles are coming from. Came from the ceiling, right? They came from that thing. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Alright, for this mini boss, you're gonna have to, he's gonna summon his little children on you, and you're just gonna have to go ahead and, just destroy all of them before he even begins anything. They're gonna start charging at you, and you might take a couple hits. Just be used to that. It's just gonna have to deal with it. After you kill all his children, he's gonna jump up in the air. Just watch the ground, and then just get out of the way before he hits the ground. Once he misses you, you can just attack his tongue like this. If he manages to land on you, it'll prevent you from actually hitting him, or he will you'll be smushed underneath him until he's ready to come back up. In the meantime, he will burp at you or croak at you. And during that time, you can use bomb arrows to kind of put a bomb down his gullet, and that'll cause him to, just fall back down on the ground and give you another chance to attack his tongue. That's I only really saw that whenever I got hit on the ground by his shadow here. So I'm just gotta avoid his shadow when he's coming down. And you just attack his tongue like so. Actually, can I actually use a bomb arrow on him again like this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so as soon as his mouth opens, you can shoot a bomb arrow on him, and then you can go ahead and attack his tongue again. But there we go. Took him out. He just spat out some sludge, and then just died. But he spat out an item, and this item is pretty important. So let's go ahead and grab it. This is probably one of the most important items in the game, in my honest opinion. The claw shot. This is an extended, an upgraded hook shot. It is claw at the end of the long chain. Hold it with Y, X, or R and aim with the left stick or Wii gamepad and release to fire. Latch on to places where you can see the triangle indicators to jump great distances. Use the left stick to hanging down the ceiling to move up and down. This is a really nifty item. It's pretty much an upgraded hook shot from the other Zelda games. You use the claw shot to grab onto little targets like this right here, and then you aim at it, and you will be, brought up to wherever you hook shot it at from. You're gonna be using this a lot. This is probably, I honestly think, next to combat items, this is probably the most important item in the game, in my honest opinion. You just come up here and you just grab onto these things, and you could get to higher places that you couldn't before. So you're going to be using this a lot. And actually, this is something really neat, and I should show this off. If I can actually get up there a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, grab onto this, and you can pull down your chain by pushing down on the control stick, and you can adjust your height and everything that you're hanging from hook shot and whatnot. Well, so anyways, in order to get out of this room, you just come up here and you get on this switch here. As soon as you hook shot on it, it'll pull down the switch and it'll open up this door. This is the door that led to the... This is the blocked end that I mentioned earlier that you couldn't access yet. But yeah, if you use the left stick, or you can move up and down with your chain, the extendable chain. So I always thought that was cool.